Are we live? Hello and welcome. Chelsea 2, Copenhagen 1, and well, wouldn't you know it? We've managed to, by the skin of our teeth, it would seem, come away with the result that I wouldn't necessarily say is. I mean, it's a win. It is a win, and a win is a win. I think some people at the end of the game would have been happy with a draw with the way that things were going. Although no, you wouldn't be happy from being 2-0 up. But the way that it was going before the first goal, you'd think, well, I'd be fucking, pretty chuffed with a draw if we can get it. Copenhagen were taking the blows quite well, I would say. And I'd say those blows weren't really anything in too much of the sense of the word. Weren't very difficult to take. Schmeichel really didn't have too much of an impact on the game, not necessarily down to any fault of his own, but more so to a lack of supply from his teammates. He was subsequently taken off at half time. Of which, Reece James comes, scores straight away. That's off that's all she wrote after that. At least until the 79th minute with Pereira scoring a rather unnecessary goal to concede, I would say. Really did not need to allow that one in. And I think a lot of people will be really, really frustrated, and understandably so, with the fact that we've come in 2-0 up in a game that we just could not hit a barn door to save our lives, to then let one slip 10 minutes before time is rather frustrating, because you think going in to a second leg at home no less, with a 2-0 lead and a clean sheet to boot with that, away from home in the first leg, you would have thought that would give them the confidence. But it's just unnecessary, an unnecessary goal to concede. And I would argue, coming towards the end of it, I wouldn't say, as the title necessarily says, that Chelsea scraped through, but you would also argue maybe that is the case. You would argue that is necessary, possibly the case, because we just didn't really do anything for so long now in this game. Until obviously James had that snapshot, absolute p-roller of a shot, but a goal nonetheless, and a really good one, it seemed like. There's not really too much you can criticise about that performance. I've got to be honest with you. Individual performances, and it is rather, I don't know. Sanchez, I feel like could have done a lot better with his situation with the goal. Chalobah was fantastic, I thought. Tosin was also quite good. 94% pass accuracy for Trevor Chalobah in the end. 75 out of 80. He was absolutely on fire with his passes. Tosin Adarabioyo with 97% accurate passes, 131 out of 135. He himself, arguably, even more on fire. Badiashile taken off at half-time, understandably so, because he was fucking abysmal. And likewise, Gusto came off early because of an injury, and Cucurella came on. And for the most part, I would say, actually, a very, very good performance from him. And he got an assist as well. So, did he get an assist? I mean, he would have passed to James, but not really. I guess it's an assist. Speaking of James, a man of the match performance from him, I would say, which wasn't difficult because everyone else really didn't play that very well, moving up the line a little bit. Tyreek George did get an assist, and a pretty good one at that. A very well-worked second goal. Nicely done by Cucurella and Christopher Nkunku to put the pressure on and come away with the pass, and a nice little pass into Enzo Fernandez, to make it 2-0. Absolutely fantastic from him. Caicedo, I think, was unnecessarily there was one point, a really good tackle from him that was he was penalised for, not a yellow card, but he was penalised. I think other than that, pretty good performance from him. I wasn't necessarily liking the way that Caicedo and James were playing together in the first half, but in the second half, more so obviously because James and Caicedo wasn't even on the pitch, but that middle two in the first half, wouldn't necessarily say I'm a big fan of the James working in that midfield. I much prefer him at right back. But I mean, in fairness, man of the match performance, arguably a call to make that a more regular thing. And I think once in time, I think I'm just more used to the fact that I'm more used to seeing Reece James play at right back, and seeing him in midfield is just weird. But I think he's probably more suited to it because of his fitness, because of how injury prone he is, and how physical that right back can be. In centre mid, he's a lot more protected, and I think we saw that today. He was way more able to do what he was able to do, if that makes any fucking sense whatsoever. Tyreek George, before he gone over. Dewsbury Hall, absolutely fucking shite. Really don't like watching him play. Gotta be honest with you. He's not my cup of tea. I don't think he's a lot of people's cup of tea. And I don't think he is the standard of Chelsea Football Club, and that's pretty bad because Chelsea at the moment are a bag of shit. So, take from that what you will. Cole Palmer, again, a pretty elusive game from him. I really am not enjoying watching Cole Palmer play these days. But the tide will change eventually for him. I really do look forward to seeing him once he is back on form. But at the moment, it's hard watching. It's hard viewing for us watching Cole Palmer. Shimaheka, as we said, didn't really get much love and didn't really get much in the way of support from his teammates. So it really didn't make much of an impact at the same time. Touches, is there? He touched the ball 8 times. So pretty poor. Marc Cucurella, as we said, came on. Really good from him. Enzo Fernandez as well. My star player on in regards to the thumbnail for the actual watch along. He's the player I was most looking forward to watching play. Didn't start, but boy, did he come on and did he deliver. Seems like he really, really does care about the club. He's really one of the only players that shows any sort of enthusiasm, any sort of passion, and any sort of duty of care when playing for the club, playing for the badge. And for that, Enzo, you're going up and up and up in my estimations. I wasn't a big fan of you at the start. I really didn't know if I liked you as a player. When he first joined, I didn't really understand the hype. But now, game on game, I'm really starting to like him again, and he's becoming one of my favourite players at the club, without a shadow of a doubt. Christopher Nkunku involved in that second goal. Really didn't have much to do, but what he did was enough to get that goal. What am I thinking? Christopher Nkunku. He played in Tyreek George. But still, a massive, massive pass to Tyreek George to play in Enzo Fernandez. Sancho didn't do fuck all. So overall, I think with the game being held at Stamford Bridge next week, I do think it's going to be tough, but I do think we're going to come away with it. And then the run after that is a bag of piss, like it's an absolute piece of piss. Paphos FC, Rapid Vienna, Barker Bagger Boob, or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. Fuck me. What are they called? Let me look it up. Knockout. Borac Banja Luka. There we go. I thought I was having a stroke there. I won't lie. I don't know what I said. Paphos or Djurgården, Rapid Vienna, Borac, Banja Luka, and then Molde and Legia Warsaw is who we will play in the next round should we beat Copenhagen at Stamford Bridge next Thursday. A more sensible time of 8 p.m. For that second leg. Please do tune in wherever you watch, Twitter, TikTok or YouTube during the game for all the coverage of that game and all the games coming up in the rest of the season. With that said, a win is a win, no matter how you get it. Chelsea 2, Copenhagen won, heading into the second leg of the round of 16 in this year's Conference League. Thank you for watching. My name is Harry up the Chelsea. My name is Harry up the Chelsea. And peace.